Hi there, I think I'm live. Hi there, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be live, and I think I have about an hour till this kind of stops working because there's a 60-minute time limit on the live calls that that we can have on Instagram. And the reason why I'm doing this live call is because yesterday I did a webinar and it was all about law of attraction, what it means, and how to break it down, how we can, use the understanding of law of attraction to manifest the things that we desire. And that's something, if you've been following my account, that's something you might have heard me talk about in my stories or in my posts a little bit, because just the understanding. Hello, is that Sridhar? Hi, nice to see you. So by the understanding of law of attraction, you can manifest a lot of things. You can create the life that you love. You can kind of get that control in your life back in different areas of your life, whatever it is that you care about, right? And the reason why I am talking so emphatically about this is because my life has changed on so many levels because of this understanding, because of just understanding that how I'm thinking about myself, my sense of worthiness, my beliefs that I have around who I am, what I deserve, what life gets to be for me, has transformed all these different areas of my life. And so that is something that I appreciate so much. Hi Siddhant, nice to see you here. Hi Anushka, I appreciate you. My AC is not working. Let me make sure it does work. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share, that it is something that's extremely powerful. You have a lot of control in your life, and you can allow experiences or goals that you really wanted to have for a while. You can allow those things to happen to you. And it's not that, like, life isn't hard, life isn't coming at you. You can actually respond to it in a way that it plays with you. Like, life gets to be easy. That's my motto. In fact, life is easy. That's what I believe. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself, what I'm doing right now, why am I talking about the law of attraction, and I also will share, what law of attraction is, how can we, understand that in our lives, also in terms of positive psychology, also the research that has kind of proven itself, that kind of proven law of attraction. And I will also talk to you about how you can shift certain things in your life, and so that you can start attracting the things that you want. And I will also share stories of different people, so that all of this knowledge, all of the information that I'm putting across actually makes sense. It actually becomes a little bit more tangible, right? And if we have time, hi Ravi, hi Dheeraj, nice to see you here. So if you have time, we can also do some Q&A around this. So if you have any questions around the law of attraction, around your thoughts influencing your life, around your beliefs, affecting how your life turns out, let me know. Like, have it in mind, and we can go ahead with that. So maybe some of you know this, but I don't know if you can see it the right way. I'm a graduate from Manipal University. I am an engineer in biotechnology, and I graduated, I think, back in 2016, and it was a fun experience. It was beautiful. But while I was in college, like, the studies were amazing. I was doing well. I was also going through this amazing transformation, and learning about spirituality and our mindset, and just a lot of personal development. I was pouring in with that. So I used to go to my engineering library and find that one section which is all about spirituality, personal development, mindset, and everything. And once I started to understand that, okay, my thoughts, how I think, in fact, has a huge role in how my life is turning out, then I started to play with it a little bit. I started to, try to manifest things into my life in a way that, I desired them. So it started with small things like a cup of coffee here, or, getting a class cancelled and stuff like that. But then I really wanted to go big, so to say. I wanted to really have a big manifestation. And one of the things that I wanted was to actually, hi Ashna, I love you. One of the things that I wanted was to go to Germany at that time, because I really wanted to go there, have a great experience there. My boyfriend is from Germany, so I wanted to visit that. So that was one of my aims, actually, to go there. And the way I could find, a way of getting there was through finding an internship. And typically someone would go through a different organization and try to get an internship. I did that, but it didn't work out. But then I understood the law of attraction by that time. I understood that my thoughts create my reality. I understood that I can achieve the things that I want. I can allow, like, there's no there's no in this universe. You can actually get what you want. So I purely put that focus on what I wanted, and by understanding that more and more and more, I actually attracted a beautiful internship in Berlin. I got to go to Berlin for about 4 months or so, and the way that unfolded was so beautiful. It was so crazy. I will go a bit deeper into that, because I received an internship from one of the best universities that's there. There were about 50 Nobel laureates in that university, Humboldt University in Berlin. Albert Einstein was a professor there. Like, I really lucked out, so to say. My dad didn't believe that this was real when I told him, because in general, people would typically go to a company in India or a university in India to do that internship, but I wanted to go to Germany, so for me that was a path. And when I told my parents that I got this internship, for a long time they thought it was a scam, till my dad, kind of reached out to an IIT professor and was like, this is something that's happening for Sanjala. Is it real, or are they going to kidnap my daughter? And when the professor got to know about it, he was like, don't think twice, right? Send her across. It was amazing. It was wonderful. I manifested a scholarship. I could travel a lot. I traveled to a lot of places around in Milan, and so to say Italy, and just places around. And then after that, when I did that, I kind of understood that I get to create my reality. I get to have that control in my life. I get to think in a positive direction for myself, for what outcomes can come for me. And then after that, instead of going ahead in the direction of engineering, I set up my own startup, right? It was a career counseling startup. I still have like my card. I don't know if you guys can see, but it says Sanjala Mansingh, co-founder of GoBuddy. So when I did that, my intention was, all this knowledge of law of attraction, I wanted to put it in a conventional way across to students and tell them, hey, you have options, you have choices. You don't have to think that, okay, science leads to engineering, that leads to a good job, that leads to money. By crushing your dreams and crushing your, the things that you actually enjoy doing, I wanted to like expand that. And when we got into that, I was, in that company for 2 years. I was high believer, me. So while I was there, I understood that, in general in India, we have this mindset that if you have a great education, it will lead to a great job, it will lead to a great career and success. But education wasn't really the factor, because we were working with so many schools, so many students, and we were providing them with all this information that, hey, you get to choose your career. But you also know it inherently, instinctively, that there are some people who get ahead in life, and it doesn't have to do anything with their education. It doesn't have to do with their upbringing or the influential families that they come from or not. It's something to do with them and how they perceive different circumstances, how they present themselves in situations, and how they can see solutions that other people can't. And people call them disruptors, and they call them that, a visionary and all of that. But that is something that sets people apart, not the choice of career. And when I really understood that I knew law of attraction, when I was like, wait a second, it plays such a big role, our mindset, how we think about ourselves, how we think about what we can do in our own lives. That is a big determinant in how successful we get to be. So when I kind of, understood that, I, left that company. I left my own, company, and I was like, I'm going to talk about this. I want people to know about law of attraction. I want people to know just the power of their own mindset. Maybe not law of attraction. This webinar, this conversation right now is about law of attraction, but you could put it in terms of personal development. You could put it in terms of positive psychology, but it all kind of directs in the same way. It talks about you having control in your life, and it matters how you think about yourself. It matters what beliefs you hold about yourself and just life in general. And you can kind of change that and, align with what you want. So after I did that, I started life coaching. So I am a life coach, and I do one-on-one coaching sessions with people who want to, go to the next level in whatever area of their life, their health, their, just happiness, in general level happiness, relationships, careers. And I shared a couple of stories. You can like go back. I didn't want to bombard you because there are just so many crazy stories. I can just keep going on and on and on about the stories. So I do one-on-one programs. I do online group programs for 2 weeks or so, and I also do. I'm also going to be doing an online workshop this weekend. So if you're interested, I would like to tell you about that. And so that's who I am, and that's what I wanted to talk about here. I did a webinar yesterday about law of attraction. and some people missed it and couldn't join, so that's why I thought I'll just do it here publicly, so whoever will get the benefit of it, can watch it. So before getting any further, let me know where you're joining from. Like, I see all of these beautiful faces. Shruti Chaudhary, I love you. Happy birthday. She's one of my number one clients. I love her. If you guys feel like, please wish her a happy birthday. She's had an amazing year so far, and here's to another amazing year. Okay, so let me know where you're joining in from. There are 9 people who are watching right now. I would love to know where you're joining from. Maybe you're in Jaipur, maybe you're in Delhi, maybe I don't know where you're from. Let me know where you're joining in from till I have a sip of my coffee. And if you have any questions, like, let me know, so that we'll have a segment right in the end. Ashna is from Pune. Love it. Ashna is in Pune, I think. Bangalore. My lovely people. Yay. Happy birthday, Shruti. So, what's LOA anyway? I hope you can see it. Not the mirror image, but anyway, this is what it is. What's LOA anyway? Law of attraction is a spiritual law. Just like we have the law of gravity, right? It's a physical law that you can see manifest in our reality in a way that that when you're going to roll, right to the edge of your bed and you push someone further, they're going to fall down. With absolute certainty they're going to fall down, because the effects of gravity. Gravity works. You don't really see how gravity works, but it is always applying. And the actual law of gravity is that any 2 bodies have a force of attraction between each other, and you can calculate that force. There's a true law of gravity, and we generally talk about gravity in terms of our earth. And in the same way, as you can see the physical repercussions of the law of gravity, there's a spiritual law, I would say, which is the law of attraction, which says that how you think about something, how you feel inside about yourself, about a certain area of your life, what your beliefs are, what your expectations of a certain situation on any area of your life, and whatever your story is that you keep telling in your mind, all of that is going to attract more of the similar stuff to your life. Similar circumstances, similar people, similar opportunities, similar things. So if you're someone who believes that they're worthy, if you are someone who believes that life gets to be easy, if you're someone who believes that abundance is easily available, it's easy to make money, there are many opportunities, or it's easy to get ahead in career, and if you have positive beliefs like that, you will keep attracting in your life. It's a law of attraction. You'll keep attracting things into your life which are a match to that, all the way from big opportunities, like, as I said, going to Berlin and manifesting that thing, to something as small as remembering, attracting, so to say, a nice thought, or attracting a nice conversation with someone, or attracting a beautiful weather. It's raining outside, it's beautiful. So you keep attracting what you're feeling, how you're thinking, what your beliefs are. Like, all of them play a big role in how your life is unfolding. And the good news here is that you can change how you think, you can change how you're feeling, you can change your beliefs. Hi Amrit, I just saw you follow my account today, and that was lovely to see you here. And I think you're familiar with the law of attraction. Let me know if you are familiar with law of attraction, and I would love to know the people who are joining in. I know a couple of you know about the law of attraction, so if you're familiar with the law of attraction, just like give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, whatever, right? I'll get to know. Okay, awesome. So excited about the law of attraction. So that's something huge, because once you get to know that, okay, if there is something like that, right, if there is something like law of attraction, then I can actually change how I'm thinking about my life. I can change about how things are going out in different areas in my life. I can start to expect positive results. So it's not just how it is, it gets to change. I get to focus in a different way so that this area gets to change. It's not like your life is is coming at you. I can shift the narrative. So even before getting too much into the law of attraction, I would, again, since some of us are new still to the law of attraction, I would take the reference of some research done in positive psychology. So in Harvard, they did this research. I love this book. I've referred this in my stories before. They did this research about our minds, right? Instead of saying law of attraction, we can just say mindset, right? It matters so much. So I want to ask you, a couple of your questions. Maybe you've heard from me before this whole thing. If you have, then don't answer. Throw in a random guess, but still. in a second, right, our mind is receiving so many inputs. You're hearing my voice, you're seeing the visual in front of you, or you're seeing something else around you. If it's warm, you can feel the warmth on your skin. So in every second, your mind is receiving so many stimuli from your environment, so many inputs from your environment, and it's processing that all the time. So can you guess how many inputs is it receiving per second? Right, your mind is such a beautiful organ. It's just automatically receiving all these inputs and trying to process it so that you can get the best of the situation. So in a second, how many pieces? So can you give me a number that your mind is trying to process? Maybe it's my voice, that's one thing, the sense of sound, the sense of sight. So you're hearing something, you can feel if there's a gush of wind, you can feel that on your skin. So you have receptors in your skin, you can feel that. So if you can put a number on how many pieces of inputs that are coming to you, can you like guess a number? Like maybe just throw in a number that comes to your mind, if you can kind of fathom what is happening right now. Hi Tina, nice to see you here. This is really fun because when I got to know about it, I was mind blown, really mind blown. So sense of vision, you're seeing all the colors, you're seeing the brightness and everything. You're hearing the sound that's coming from my voice. You're also hearing the trucks that are going by in my background right now, maybe. So let me know how many pieces of input. I would love to know a number that comes to your mind. I initially thought it was like 4 or 5 things, because I thought, okay, I'm seeing this, I'm hearing my own voice, I can sense where I'm sitting. So you can guess it's more than 4. Let me know. And if you have any questions, you can let me know as well, right? So I have to be mindful of the time also. So I don't know if you have some number in your mind, but the actual number of inputs, pieces of inputs that are coming in our reality every second. This is by research that they have put down. I'm going to put down the number here, right? Okay, so many pieces of input per second is coming. Millions. I think you guessed it, Anushka. So we have 11 million pieces of inputs coming in our direction every second, every single second. But the reason why we feel like it's so few, hi Anurag, the reason why we feel there's fewer pieces of input is because we process them in a way that the 11 million pieces of input that are coming in our brain per second is put across a filter, and we only register 40 pieces of inputs. So in this instant, right here, right now, you are processing this, life right now in a way in which 11 million pieces of input is being filtered to only 40. So all of that is being received by your mind, but only 40 pieces is what you're registering. And what is that filter, right? This is a crazy figure, in fact, like if you can see. So isn't that crazy that there is a certain filter that is making sure that from any situation that you're in, you're only getting to see 40 pieces. Now our mindset is that filter. How we feel, how we think, what our beliefs are, what our mood is. If you're in a bad mood, you've seen this before, right? You might have experienced this before. There are two people who are in the same situation. One had a beautiful day, you had a grumpy day, and you come across, and then your interpretation of the whole situation is just like, yeah, it was just whatever, right? Maybe you had an amazing day and you're watching this live call, so you're actually excited about this conversation. Maybe you've heard of law of attraction, so you're excited about this conversation. Maybe you've had a bad day and you're just like, okay, whatever, right? So all of us, everyone who's gathered here right now, has a different perception, different interpretation of what's going on, and it's on the basis of the filter that we have, and that's the mindset. And why that matters so much is because it makes the whole world of a difference. Because if you and I are in the same college, we're given the same opportunities, come from the same background, I can be someone who's very doubtful of myself. I have a lot of I'm very conscious, or I generally feel like life is not good for me. And you can be someone who has a lot of self-worth, and about your own abilities, you see the possibilities and everything. And when both of us are presented with the same opportunities and everything in the same way, I am definitely not going to make it, so to say, and you'll be able to find a solution because you are seeing the 40 pieces of information that are coming your way is for your benefit, right? And that's the beauty of it. Like, life that way is not so objective that this is what it is. It's subjective in the way you perceive it. It's subjective in the way that you're picking out the pieces that feel good to you, that serve you. And that's why our mindset is something that we should kind of care about a little bit. Like, how do I feel about this relationship? If you have a relationship with, say, your sister or your parents or a friend or your lover, and maybe you have a certain set of expectations from before, that mindset can really make a lot of difference in how you present yourself in that situation, what you're going to get out of that person, right? Or what you're going to get out of that relationship. And you can tweak your mindset in a way that it will really benefit you. Now, that's the positive psychology aspect of it. Then law of attraction starts kicking in. Law of attraction is like, it will start bringing to you things which are the same vibe as what you're feeling or how you're thinking. So if you're feeling good about yourself, if you have positive expectations of a certain relationship, law of attraction is going to keep bringing in pieces, conversations, ideas, and interactions and opportunities to make it even better and better and better, because it's matching how you're already feeling. And if you look at, have a very objective overview of every area of your life where you excelling, what feels good, right? Hey Steven, nice to see you here. Talking about law of attraction. So if you look at all the areas of your life, if you do an objective assessment, whatever is going well, you generally have a good positive expectation in that area. You generally have good feelings in that area. Say you have a good friend, right? So whenever you think of them, you feel good. And maybe there's an area in your life which is not really working out, and maybe it's, you have a sense of dread in that area, or maybe you've had a story in that area that, in my past things didn't work out in my business, or things didn't work out with my finances, so that's why this is an area that's stuck, right? So everything that's happening to you is responding to you in the basis of how you feel, how you think, what your expectations are, what your stories are. And the great news is that you can change it, right? So that is what law of attraction is, because once you tweak your mindset, law of attraction comes and matches you. Now, going back to the Berlin story, how I manifested that internship, I believed, because I was studying this and I was going through these books, I believed that, okay, I believed in a life of possibilities. I believed in opportunities existing for me. I believed that I deserved that. So once I kind of didn't make it through one of those organizations to get that internship, I didn't give up. I was like, okay, if not this, then something better. That was a belief that I kind of put in my mind, that if this is not working, then something better. So I still went in that direction. I still moved towards it. I was like, I'm still going to get my internship. I'm going to find a way. And I applied to a couple of places. Because of that mindset, I still was open to possibilities. I was still open to new ideas. So I attracted a great idea, and of all the places I applied, I got into that beautiful university. Again, one of the best universities, top 50 in the world or something, 50 Nobel laureates. Albert Einstein studied there. But it was so easy, it was so easy. I manifested a scholarship also. Everything fell into place step by step, because I kept believing that it's going to work out, that was my belief. So I was open to it, and I kept attracting things which matched how I felt about this. I felt good about this. I attracted, I could stay there rent free, for 4 months. So I'm staying in a different country rent free, getting a scholarship for that, having an internship which was in such a prestigious place. My professor was world renowned, turns out. I didn't know that. I was just like, okay, I just want to go to Germany. That was my intention. And having a open and loose schedule that I could actually travel around. I could go to Italy. I could, move around and do all of those things. And so once that happened, so I shifted my mindset. I was in a positive place, and law of attraction kind of matched everything that I was feeling. So it kept bringing in beautiful things, one after the other, one after the other. So I raised my vibe, so to say. I raised my standard of what I believed for myself. I raised my standard of my thoughts around this subject, and law of attraction started matching it up piece by piece with everything. And in the end, it turned out that the whole thing costed, including the travel and everything, just as much as it would have costed had I stayed back in India and done an internship in my university. So it didn't cost a huge ton, because I had the scholarship, because I had no rent and all. It was perfect. So once that happened, I was like, whoa, there's a lot to it, right? There's amazing stuff that can happen. And I have a couple of other stories also, like, I, as I shared earlier in my Instagram stories, like, when you have that positive expectation, when you have shifted your mindset in a way, you shifted your beliefs in a certain way, things start, working out for you. So if you've seen my story before, there's this beautiful client of mine who participated in one of my programs, and we were always working towards shifting our beliefs. Hi Himanshi, hi Abhimanyu, hi Arushi. So we always talk about shifting our beliefs. That's how I really help my clients. So during this pandemic time, of course, there are a lot of uncertainties, and there was an uncertainty about which internship she would land. And there was this beautiful company it's called Canva. She really wanted to do an internship there, and hello uncle, nice to see you here. So she wanted to do an internship there, but the point of contact, he kind of like vanished. He was not there anymore. But her being the positive self that she was, she still went ahead. She was like, I'll find an internship, I'll do an internship, everything will work out. She wasn't like distressed by it. And then out of nowhere, that person, that point of contact, he reached out, and he's like, do you want to work here again, like, in this internship? And she's like, yes, that's my dream company where I wanted to work, so it would be amazing, why not? So that's one story. There's another of Shruti, like the one whose birthday it is today, and I shared her story also. She also was uncertain about getting a job and how to go about it and all of those things. And she got a message from someone out of nowhere, and they were like, would you like to apply for this job? We saw your resume and we want to have an interview with you. And they straight away went to the second level of the interview. They didn't even do the entire thing, they just immediately needed her. And it was so random, it was so out of nowhere, because now Shruti is someone who's been working on her own mindset. She believes in manifestation, she believes in law of attraction and things working out for her. So this job came out of nowhere, until the point till they actually called her to the office. She still thought it's a scam, because it was so random. She was like, maybe, I don't know if it's that real, till she was invited to the office. She went to the Gurgaon office, she saw the she went inside the office basically, and then she was like, okay, this is real, I actually got the job. So you shift how you're feeling, thinking, expecting, what your beliefs are about yourself, about different areas of your life. And then law of attraction matches you with opportunities, things, people, ideas, everything, to take you in the direction of where you want to go. So that's the fun aspect of it. Let me know if that resonates with you, right? If that was interesting so far, because now I'll go to the next part, which is how it works for you. How can you make sure that it works for you? Like, in which direction you can shift your beliefs, you can shift your thoughts, so that whichever area it is that you want improvement in, you can kind of make law of attraction work for you. But again, law of attraction just exists, right? It's not a tool like a diet, so to say, that you take, or there's a 20-day program that you do, that you're working on something. It's something that just exists, like the law of gravity. So you can understand it, and by understanding how it works, you can kind of look at your life and go in the direction so that you can fly. Once you understand how gravity works, you can kind of plan how to build your aircraft so that you can fly. In the same way, when law of attraction is going to keep matching you with how you're feeling, what your beliefs are, then you can understand that, okay, I need to think positively, I should shift my beliefs around this subject so that I can get to where I want. So it's not like, sometimes people think that law of attraction is a spiritual thing, that is like a tool that you use, that okay, like a diet would be to your body, that okay, I'm going to use a diet and it's going to transform my body. It's more like a system that already exists within you, like it's something that it already is. When you're aware of it, you can work with it in a beautiful way, so that benefits you. So let me know if it resonates with you, and if you would be interested in doing an activity here to shift your beliefs a little bit. And if you have any questions, let me know that too, right? So let me know if you're interested in doing an activity. You can throw in a heart, you can give a thumbs up, you can just react, let me know and say yes if you're interested in doing an activity. And we have, say, 30 minutes left for this conversation, and my coffee is cold. Okay, let me know, how do you feel so far? Rimanshi, yay, nice, awesome. Okay, so how do we manifest what we want, right? Some people who are familiar with the law of attraction, who might have played with it a little bit earlier, that okay, I'm going to think about what I want and I'm going to manifest that. That would be awesome. I'm going to keep thinking. So usually if you've read the book The Secret, or if you've heard about law of attraction, people emphasize a lot on thinking about what you want. Keep thinking about it and keep visualizing it, and you will manifest it. But the thing with that is that it's not just so much about what you think, it's also about your beliefs. So initially you can start small. So you can try to manifest like a cup of coffee, or you can go with like 10 rupee note or 100 rupee notes, or whatever, something that is smaller. And usually what happens is people are successful with that, right? You think about, I want to have a coffee. So if it is true that my thoughts are attracting to me the things that I'm thinking of, or the things that I want, right? So if you take like a moment to think about coffee, like that delicious cup of coffee with a lot of froth on top of it, or however you like it, and I want to have it, and it was so fun, I enjoy having coffee, you'll see that in a couple of days you will be having that coffee, or in a couple of hours you will be seeing pictures of coffee around you. You will hear conversations of coffee. Just try that out. It's fun, right? It happens. Think of anything that's small, it's fun, and try to activate that thought in your mind for a little while, right? For a minute or so, think about it, feel how it feels to have coffee, and you'll see in your life eventually there'll be a point where you'll be having coffee and then you'll be like, oh my god, I was thinking about this. So but when you are playing with law of attraction, what happens is, like, once you have that success, you would be like, okay, if that works, then I'm going to think about $1 million. Like, how does it feel to have $1 million? How would it feel to be rich, and how amazing would that be? But the thing is, that's where people get stuck sometimes, because then it doesn't work and they're like, okay, law of attraction doesn't work, right? But that's because that our beliefs also play a big part in our life, right? So I have like a drawing here, but I want to talk about how our beliefs kind of set a boundary around what we can manifest, right? We manifest within the boundaries of beliefs. So there are no negative beliefs about having coffee, right? We don't have negative beliefs about the maybe scarcity of coffee. We know there's abundance of coffee. We have no negative beliefs about our own worthiness of having coffee. We know that, okay, I'm worthy of having coffee. There's no question about it. But when it comes to $1 million, we don't have positive beliefs usually about a lot of money. We're like, okay, there's scarcity of money. That's generally a very deep set belief in a lot of the people, that money is not easily available. And then around our own self-worth, like, I don't think I deserve $1 million just for doing nothing, just for thinking of it. So because you have beliefs in opposition of what you want, like, it doesn't really happen exactly how you would imagine, because you would be like, okay, if I could manifest a coffee, let me manifest the jackpot for $1 million, then I will manifest that. And that would be amazing. So suppose this is you right here, and this is the thing that you desire, right? And the best way would be that you can straight get to that path. But the thing is that you have your beliefs around this. So what you want, the essence of your desire, kind of comes to you in some ways. Maybe not the exact $11 million, but the essence comes to you in some way. That what does having money mean to you, if you're still holding that thought positively, right? Sometimes we get impatient, sometimes we doubt it, because it's such a big thing that we have thought of, that, oh, $11 million or $1 million, it's difficult to get. Then you won't manifest it exactly that way, and that kind of discourages people and makes them think like, oh, this doesn't work, so positive thinking doesn't work, right? But that's the thing. Here's the key: you can shift your beliefs. So your beliefs aren't that rigid. Beliefs are just thoughts that we have kept thinking for so long. Money doesn't grow on trees, something that we all, I think, heard in some way or form in our childhood, and then we keep seeing evidence of it because we thought of it. So law of attraction works in that way also, right? We thought that, okay, money doesn't grow on trees. We saw from our parents, we saw from our teachers, or from movies. Usually movies have such a strong conversation around stealing money, or trying to go through bad ways of getting money. So there's also this negative association with money. So we have now these deep set beliefs. But the thing is that you can change the beliefs, right? Beliefs aren't like that rigid. They're quite like porous, so to say, if you can see. You can change them, and then your desire can come to you in many fun, easy ways. So it wouldn't have been possible for me to manifest that beautiful internship in Berlin had I had rigid beliefs about my own worthiness, about the opportunities available. And at this point, I would like to talk about, like, some of the people who have manifested amazing things. So Ashna Ranjan, who's watching this right now, she's a long time student, so to say, of law of attraction. She knows how it works. She's attracted a lot of things, and it's so amazing. She wanted growth in her career in the college, and wanted to go ahead and do amazing things. She was generally open to the opportunities. I'm keeping, it's not so specific because it's a fun story I will share in another way. But she went out and participated in an international level competition in her college. And yeah, I know, I see you right here. So if you would want, I could share the details. If you're comfortable with that, I would love to share the details because it's so juicy. So she participated in an international competition, and it was first, it was at the first year, was at the college level. And she's, at this point, keep in mind, an open-minded person. She generally thinks positively. Her beliefs over a long time have shifted about what's possible in the world. And so she applied for that. And yeah, okay, Ashna, so she applied for L'Oreal, a beautiful competition, international competition. And at the college level, their presentation kind of got rejected. They were like, okay, this is not good enough to go to the national levels. They kind of put across some other presentation. Now L'Oreal India rejected the presentation that came through the college and said, we're going to surpass your judgment, whatever you judged, and we want to go through all the 20 presentations that you had, and we're going to pick ourselves. And L'Oreal in India, they surpassed the rejection here. They picked her presentation up, like her and her teams, the three of them, and they went ahead to nationals. So now they reached the national levels, and that in itself is a beautiful thing, right? And they're competing at the national level, and now they won the nationals. That was crazy. This is just so amazing and beautiful. Now, after winning the national level, it means that the entire L'Oreal India is working behind their work, is working behind their presentation. They're invested in it, both in time, resources, and money, and they want them to go forward. And this sounds like such a crazy thing because of all the people who've participated in India. Her presentation gets to go there after being rejected by the college, and she's talking to big people in L'Oreal India. And yeah, it was always a dream for her, even before going into the college. Like, it was such a big thing. And the fun thing with this Ashna also was that when she was getting into the college, there were two options, and people said, you should have gone for the other one that's really good for L'Oreal. And Ashna went for this one. She followed her gut. She went with that instinct. And we discussed this. I said that what's meant for you will come to you. L'Oreal will come and pick you up. We didn't discuss L'Oreal, but I said what's meant for you will come and find you. And this is such a beautiful story. She directly went into the nationals and she won that. So that's beautiful. So that's what happens when you are shifting your beliefs. Then big, crazy things can happen, because at some point, of course, it was unbelievable. We discussed it. We were so happy and excited, and it's crazy. But then also at some level, it feels like, yeah, this gets to be my life. I get to be a national level winner. I get to win a trip to Paris. That's what they're going to have also. So beliefs are something that you can shift, you can change, and you can turn them around, and it's easily available for everyone. So now I just wanted to ask you, if you would want to play along, right? I would love to ask you, what is something that you would want to manifest next, right? If that's something that you would like to explore with me right here, right now, what is something that you would want to manifest? What's something that maybe improvement in certain area? You don't have to be super specific if you're not comfortable, but you could just write, in this area of my life I would like improvement, right? Or you can just say relationships, finances, career, whatever, health, right? And then I would love this, to activate those happy feelings within those things. So usually what happens, we get super specific about what you want. I want to get 68, get a certain amount of money in my oops, there's a power cut on my side. Okay, I think you can still hear me. Okay, awesome, you can still hear me. So what is it that you would want to manifest in your life, right? You can see my earrings, and probably you can see me smile. As I said, it was raining, and there's a big there's a big storm out there. Okay, so what is something that you would like to manifest in your own life? And how we would go about activating that is by feeling those emotions of what it means for us. Because if you remember, law of attraction works on how you're thinking, what your beliefs are, and how you're feeling about it. You could say that I want money, but inside you're feeling poor. Inside you're feeling like, oh, I don't have enough money, or I'm poor and this doesn't work out for me. So it matters that you're feeling positively about, what you're wanting to manifest. So if you want to manifest money, um, you know, what is the feeling around it? What's the emotion around it, right? Does it mean like freedom for you? Does it mean excitement for you? Does it mean like choices for you? Whatever it means, right? You can start activating those feelings. Like, this is like my go-to process. If there's something that I want to manifest next, I try to break it down. Like, suppose it's $1 million, right? And I try to break it down. What does this mean for me, right? If I get to have $1 million, what does that say about me? Why do I want this, right? The why is a great question. I want this because I would feel like I'm free, I'm independent, I have choices, I will feel so happy, I will feel so excited. And that's the state at where you want to be. So whatever area in which you want improvement in, look at what is the reason behind having that and how would you feel, and see that definitely, if you're thinking about it, if you are feeling not that happy, if you're not feeling that confident about it, then there's a mismatch, right? And you're going to keep attracting wherever you are, you're going to keep attracting here more and more of that. But if you want to go here, you want to tune yourself up a little bit, you want to tune up your happiness, you want to tune up your excitement, and you want to tune up how it would feel to be there. And when your dream and beliefs and how you feel are at the same place, it manifests. And that's why it's so easy to manifest a coffee, because we have no negative beliefs around it. We feel comfortable about it, that we can have it, right? So it's easy to manifest. But if it's a certain bigger thing, like, it's not big for law of attraction to get it to you, but it's big in our own heads, in our own minds. We have limiting beliefs around it. So if there is the next goal for you, maybe a promotion, maybe change in career, maybe improvement in a relationship, right? That was so big for me, to transform my relationship with my own father. I wanted it to be here, but I constantly felt, this thing. I constantly told the stories of how it was not good in my own mind. That was what I was remembering all the time. And if you look at one of my stories previously, someone else had the same experience. They transformed their relationship with their father because they decided to not think like this anymore. They decided to look forward. They decided to expect better. They decided to, shift those beliefs. And step by step by step, they manifested. It was huge for him. A 2-hour conversation, deeply connected conversation, that is something that he's never had before, right? So we can keep changing that. Okay, Amrit says, I have been working with a big law firm for 3 years, but I just do not feel content. I've been studying for the judiciary exams along with my job, and that is what introduced me to LOA. Now all I have in my mind is to get through the judiciary exam. Great, so that's a great example, Amrit. So what you can do is, look forward to what is beyond getting that that exam, right? Passing that exam. What lies ahead of that? So whatever the dream is for you after you've passed. So because right now, if the focus is on the exams, and which can typically be there, it can be, it's difficult and it's all of that, all of those negative feelings might come up. But if you're feeling that way, then it's not going to just yet attract all the positivity that you're looking forward to, right? So you want to shift your focus, still study well, right? Still focus on that. But how you're thinking about that dream, you want to shift that focus a little bit, in a positive direction. That how would I feel after I, pass the exam? What is the career that I really want? What is the why behind it? How would I feel about myself, right? I'm looking forward to that job that is so fulfilling. It's exciting that I wake up in the morning, it feels so good, right? I'm wake again. So I'm excited for my job to be so fulfilling. I'm excited to have new situations, circumstances, and people that I'm interacting with. It'll be so fun. That is what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to impact that I want to create. And you see, there's an excitement in this, right? There's a positive excitement in that versus the dread of, or just dissatisfaction of, my current job sucks. It's not good. I'm not happy. Exams are difficult. Da, 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 da. That's here. The excitement for the job is here, and you want to dial it up step by step. You want to not give so much attention and bandwidth to what's negative. You want to give more of that to what's positive, and looking forward with positive expectation. It doesn't mean you don't study for exam. You have good time studying for exams, but it just becomes easier and easier and easier. You feel open-minded. You'll be able to study better, I've also had amazing stories where people manifested easy questions and stuff like that, but I don't want to go there right now because we don't have so much time. Only, I think, 15 minutes left. But try in your own mind to shift how your focus towards the positive end, right? This whole subject of, you know, feeling good, whatever, this whole subject of change in career, right? Instead of focusing on what's difficult, focus on what's exciting, what's fun. Is thought sufficient for LOA to work, or is it the action that the thought provokes you to take that works? It's both, Ravi. Thanks for the question. Right, so first, what happens is that in general, I feel like in our life, we're so action oriented. We see a problem and we want to just jump ahead and try to find a solution. And then people say, step out of your comfort zone and do the thing that scares you and all of that. And we always are encouraged to take the action. But it's so important to catch up with that in our own mind, align with what we want in our own mind first. Think positively about it. If we are dominantly fearing what's beyond that, right, dominantly scared of that, and not familiar with the idea of having achieved the dream, not familiar with the idea in our own minds, the thought around it that I deserve this, this is what I want, and it's easy to get it. I've done this before in different ways. I can make it happen. So once you boost that thought in your own mind, you get receptive to a lot of amazing ideas, inspired ideas that will inspire you to take the right action. And there's always this difference in action, right? The action which comes out of the place of, oh shit, I need to do it, right? And you have to really push towards that work. You want to do it, you have to do it, kind of a thing. You should do it. And this work which is inspired, it's so fun, it's so exciting, you can do it for hours. We all have had those experiences where we are working, but we don't realize that the time has passed because it's so exciting. And those are the inspired ideas that come from the space of you being connected to where you want to go. So the thought inspires ideas, that inspires action, that leads you to success or to what you want. And so the thought comes first. That's what I feel. Like a lot of people say, take the action and then, you go ahead and do it. And some actions are still comfortable that you can go ahead and take it. But sometimes the leap can be so huge that first we have to actually bridge the gap in our own mind that, this is possible for me. I deserve this. And you can take all the action in the world, but if you're not comfortable with the fact, like right now I'm doing this live call, I couldn't have done this a year back because all this content, all this knowledge that I still had last year as well, but I would doing the action, going outside my comfort zone, I would be so conscious of the fact how many people are watching, what are the questions that they're asking, and am I looking good? Oh my god, electricity, the power went off two or three times, but I didn't mind. Like, I don't have my thoughts there anymore, right? My thoughts are aligned with the message that I want to share. My thoughts are aligned with what I want to do. So those thoughts that are aligned with what you want to do first in our own minds inspire ideas, inspire the action that you want to take next. So first we align with the thoughts, and then we go ahead with the actions. But that doesn't mean that you have to wait for a year for actions, but you keep aligning with that, bit by bit, step by step. Okay, detachment is okay. That's the last question that I'll be able to take. Let me know, Ravi, if that kind of answered your question, right? That's something in my own experience always works. Thought aligning with what I want, my beliefs aligning with what I want, how I feel aligning with what I want. Maybe not 100%. Okay, that's important. Maybe you're not 100% aligned with it, but like kind of 51% kind of moves the needle, and then the new ideas start coming in. So it's not like every time you never have fear, you never have doubt, you never have worry, but just 51% kind of tipping the scales starts rolling the ball. Okay. Detachment is important for LOA to work. Detachment for me, Amrit, it feels like not feeling a sense of longing, not feeling a sense of, oh shit, if this doesn't happen, then what, right? If a thought of what you want makes you feel excited and happy, then it's great. But if the thought of what you want makes you feel like this tension and anxiety, then it's not serving you. You have to remember that how you're feeling is a great factor. So it's not so much about how I need to keep thinking about it 24/7. I need to keep thinking about it, visualizing it so it can happen. But if it's triggering your emotions, right? If it's making you feel dread, even though you're trying to affirm it or trying to visualize it, but inside in your heart it makes you feel like you're not there and I don't know how it's going to happen, right? You actually hear, you could say all the words that way, So that is what detachment could be like, detaching. The easiest path right now would be to not think of the subject, because in this moment you're activating the feeling of, I don't have this yet, I don't know how I can figure this out. So if the thought is triggering those emotions within you, then it's good for you to detach from it, right? Then it's good for you to not expect it, like not look forward to it, in the sense that, oh shit, I don't know how this is going to happen, it's making me so nervous, it's bringing in so much anxiety. Then what would help is to, take a few steps back, have a good cup of coffee, right? Go for a walk, or talk to someone, or meditate, or should relax a little bit, so that it raises, I'm going there, it raises our vibrations, right? It raises our vibrations, we feel better. And then when you kind of raising our vibrations, you are then more receptive to good ideas, right? So if the thought in that second feels a lot of like anxiety and nervousness, that you want to detach from it, you want to take a few steps back. And if the thought excites you, if it's fun for you, right, if you've lined up with that, then go ahead and think about it, right? But that's when mindfulness comes in, that's when being happy in the present moment comes in, that's where gratitude comes in, appreciation comes in, right? Because that you appreciate where you're at, you want to raise your vibration, you want to raise how you're feeling, you want to raise, currently how you're feeling, because you keep attracting more of that, right? If you're thinking that I need to do something about this, I need to manifest this, you're actually just feeling this sense of lack, this sense of urgency, this sense of, oh shit, I don't know how, this is going to work out. So you're going to attract more of that. So in that case, detachment is really helpful, and it's a case-to-case thing. If you're excited about the next thing that you're looking forward to, right? If you're excited about, say, buying a car or something, and just the idea of the car is exciting, the idea of driving around exciting, then go ahead and think about it, right? You don't require detachment, so to say. But detachment comes in the place where what you're thinking about makes you feel, tense, and contracts. So that's when, in that subject, in that case, in that moment, you want to detach from it a little bit, ease yourself a little bit, go do something else that raises your vibration, and then you can think about it, and then inspired ideas come to you, like as I answered Ravi's question. Okay, I hope that answered some of your questions. Einstein said you cannot arrive at a solution from a problem-oriented mindset. Perfect, Ashna. That answers this question also. So how you're feeling about a problem, when you're focused on a problem, there's a lot of, how is this going to happen? I don't know how this is going to happen, and all of that. But a lot of times this happens when we're in the shower. We have great ideas. We go for a walk. We have great ideas. We calm down a little bit. When we separate ourselves from the problem, the ideas come to us. And you might have had this experience before even knowing about the law of attraction. And it's because you detach from the problem, so to say. You detach yourself from that feeling of need to solve this, should solve this, it's not being solved, or it has been a certain way, I need to work on it. So you're detaching yourself from those things. You're doing something else, anything else that makes you feel better. You're kind of raised where you are, feeling better, feeling good, thinking thoughts which are pleasant in some way, and then you're receptive. So again, in this place where you're higher, then you're going to receive things which are a match to that, also the solution of this thing. Okay, if that helped, that was amazing. I'm really, really excited. Okay, for this conversation, thank you for joining in. And you can catch the replay. I think it's going to be here for 24 hours. And if there's someone else that you would want to, bring in this conversation, show them, you can show the story, and you can show the live call. Thanks, Ravi. We can take this up further if you would like to, right? So we can talk on Messenger and everything. So if this conversation interested you, if alignment, so to say, of what we want to do and how we can go about there, whatever your desire is, whatever the next thing is on your mind, and if you would like to align with it and you would like me to help you or work with you in some way, I'm going to be doing an online workshop this weekend, this Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a 2-day workshop. And if that interests you, if these exercises that I talk about, if shifting our beliefs or shifting our expectations and how we're feeling and all of that excites you in some way and you're intrigued about it, I'm going to be doing a program this weekend, as I said. There's a link in my bio. You can check it out. If that feels like something you want to go ahead and try, then I would love to have you there. I would love to have you there. It's one of my favorite things to do, like a group setting where all of us can come together. It's a safe space, always a fun space. Maybe Ashna and Shruti can talk about that, like can kind of vouch for that, because it's always so fun that we all come together. We talk about what our next dreams are, and we do things that can shift our beliefs, because beliefs are basically thoughts that we keep thinking, and we can start thinking in a new pattern. We can start detaching from things that don't serve us. We can start normalizing our dream in our own mind so that we're aligned with that, we're in a place of alignment with that, and so we can then be open to new ideas, we can then be open and comfortable to taking inspired action that makes us go towards that. And so if that is something that is exciting, I'm doing a 2-day workshop this Saturday, this Sunday. It's going to start from it's going to be in the night so that people can join in. There are some people internationally also that they join. So if that is something that is that resonates with you in some level, then go check out my bio. I would love that. Thanks, Ashna. It's always fun to have you there. Okay, so thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate you being here. I'll probably do more live calls in the future as well. This account is all going to be about believing in yourself, manifesting your dreams, law of attraction, mindset, thoughts, and you can find all of that positivity here. Thank you so much for joining and sticking through all the power cuts. I appreciate you. Bye bye.